So, what do we do about all this? We have 20 minutes. Discuss. No.
That's my line.
In thinking out the order of events here, obviously we came to a point where we needed to take all this information that we had yesterday, all of the inspiration we had from last night from our Leadership Award winners, all of the provocative conversations we had today, and we wanted to tell you to do something. And that task came in part to me on behalf of the foundation. Joseph's going to help us figure out how to do that in a short period of time so that you leave here, I hope, engaged in this project that the Beard Foundation started perhaps naively a few years ago, but quickly learned that there was both a role for us to play and a role for us to help all of you play in taking some of the incredible work that has gone on around us for years and that will continue to happen outside of our sphere, but in porting some of the values and feelings and passions that we've heard discussed in the last few days into that conversation to help move things faster, to help move things where we want them to be. I'm just going to give you a couple of phrases that have stuck with me in the last couple of days. One this morning, embrace the scale. I loved that from Brooks because I've always feared the scale. I always thought the scale was the thing that was going to stop this from happening, the wall in our way. And embracing the scale, I think, is an interesting game-shifting comment. Feed the soil, the value of Sunday suppers, the value of home economics, fresh is affordable. One of my favorites, who put this dirt on the carrot? Cooking, it's easy. Follow the money, eat different, be pragmatic. Why school food is important, the necessity for farmer training, banning the chicken tender. To me, a new concept was the legacy brand. Obviously I'm a participant in the legacy brands. My cupboard probably is full of them, or at least I think of them fondly from my childhood, and all of the things that meant childhood to me. But this notion that there are things just the notion of legacy in general, that we bring legacies with us, that perhaps all of the walls aren't in front of us, but some of the walls to change are behind us. Some of the obstacles we're dragging along with us, our baggage. And I'm supposed to give you all, with some of this understanding, a call to action. And really what I want to ask for from you, remember Michael Pollan in that video yesterday said there's no such thing as a free lunch. Well, there's no such thing as a free conference, even if you paid to register for it. What we really want to ask you on behalf of our organization, and really on behalf of the people whom Karen and I have heard in our conversations around the country, who the foundation has heard from in the years that we have helped cultivate a community of chefs and the people who help make them do the incredible things that they do. What we keep hearing for is some guidance, some way to figure out what their own individual roles are, how they can better be leaders when they're given the opportunities, as they're increasingly given today by the media, by people with money and power and influence because of the role that they've come to represent, the passion and I think there's an element of authenticity and pride that chefs represent when they put on that white uniform, when they stand in front of people and they show how to do these very nurturing, primal, emotional things, as Jonathan reminded us. That I think that it's really our mission to give back over the last 25 years the incredible amount of generosity we've received, but to give back to them the tools that the chefs and this community need to help all of you in your individual projects move forward quickly, passionately, in a way that I think takes this opportunity that Sam Cass mentioned that we have right now, and that we all hope and expect to have tomorrow, but we might not have tomorrow, this opportunity we have right now to move forward. And one of the main tools that we keep being asked for in our conversations is a list of principles. And up until Jonathan's talk yesterday, Ken Cook's talk, I was going to say a list of values, but something resonated about what Ken said about values is that all of us are going to agree that everyone should eat better, that every child should be well fed, that we're not going to have any conflict on values, at least in public, maybe at night when you go to bed and you think, actually, no, I don't want every child to eat well. I don't think that's going to happen. So that values are not pragmatic, to use Jose's word. I mean, they're fundamental, and we're all here, I think, because we share values values, whether we're at the largest food corporations in the world. As individuals, we are all people who eat and are supporting families and sustaining ourselves and our organizations. So whether we're in those giant global food corporations or we are the smallest farmer on 5 plots of land, we do have common values. That's what makes us humans. But what are the principles that will help us to activate those values, to act upon those values, to provide us the reflexivity that we know we need, that we were told by Jose again yesterday, Jose Andres, to look at ourselves and what we do before we say, oh my God, McDonald's is the evil empire, but actually, what do we do? Where is our food coming from? What do we take for granted because of our values? How do they relate to the principles and the actions that we actually take? And so it's not as much a call to action, but it's really a call for help. And I know that Joseph is masterful at getting great things out of you. We've already had a ton of help and information to inform our principles, but I really, really strongly believe that the Beard Foundation needs from you, starting today and going forward, a list of principles that all of us in every aspect of this diverse world of the food system, a diversity we have tried so hard to represent in our small conversations and in our large conversations, because we believe that the different perspectives, the diversity that comes from the worlds that you're all in is the only way we're going to come out of this together and move forward. So the question, what can we do together, I think begins with what are the principles that we can agree on about what we want to do and where we want to go. And with that, I'm going to give it to Joseph to help him help you help us. Thank you.